Alan, are you surprised that we are talking about the second wild card in the East, Washington Capitals, after their heater of a road trip where they wound up 3-2? They punished the Calgary Flames last night, get a big 2 points on the road. It's pretty surprising to me because about a month ago, this team
they were
had
sellers.
Had about a 7% chance of making the playoffs.
Yeah, did you think, 3 weeks ago we'd be talking about them officially in the wild card standings?
Well, I think the last time I was on, I talked about how cyclical this team is. And, they would have a bad 7 to 10 game stretch and then a great 10 game stretch or thereabouts. And, they were in a bad cycle. And, when they seem to lose bad. In their last 15 games, they're 10-4-1. And in 3 of those losses alone, they had 18 goals scored against them. And you look at that, and then they win. So I try never to get too high, never get too low on the results of their games, because to me a loss is a loss. And so many people throw in the towel when they get pummeled. But in a 7-game playoff series, it doesn't matter the scores of the games. It just matters that you get the game-winning goal. Although I do think getting their ass kicked as bad as they did in Edmonton early last week taught them a lesson that there's only one way that they can play, and that's defensively. They don't have to be super physical. They just have to be smarter defensively. They can't hang each other out to dry. They can't create odd man rushes against. And by and large, the last 3 games have been textbook defensive hockey. There's been no panic. The younger players have stepped up. I think last night 9 guys in the roster, 26 or younger. I've seen more, jump in the step of the older players because they're not putting themselves in foot races where they've got to chase jersey numbers. So I'm loving what I'm seeing in the last 3 games. And as they come home for the next few, they've really got to take advantage of what's in front of them. But once again, nothing's going to be easy for this team. Everything's got to be about hard work, discipline, the details of the game. And they should be able to squeeze it out. If they get away from that formula, they wouldn't deserve to be in the playoffs. But if they stick to what they've done the last 3 games against Seattle, Vancouver, and Calgary, they've got a formula to win some hockey games down the stretch.
Alan, we have to run, but we have to give a quick hat tip to Ovi. 2 more goals. He's now the 3rd player in NHL history to have at least 20 goals in 19 straight seasons. So there was a lot of writing him off early in the season. Ovi's getting old. He's going to finish with at least mid-20s, close to 30 in goals, and he just continues to chug down the tracks toward history at this point.
Yeah, and his play has been a lot better. But I saw a reporter in Edmonton last night trash it, like, why are we celebrating his 20th goal in 19 seasons for being an old hockey player? Well, that's exactly why you celebrate it. The consistency that's there. It hasn't been the perfect year for him, but he's getting hotter at the right time. The last half of the season, his quality of play has been way better. I really liked how he played on this road trip. He was all in on the details of the game. He's getting to the net. The power play's starting to work. And that's a good sign for the Caps going down the stretch here.